What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 82, and we start days of stuff on the back of the draw against Atalanta. As you can see, our fixtures coming in September. You see, already this season, this is just our second month's worth of football. There's 6 games to come after the international break. Every single week there is a game in midweek, and this is what I didn't manage very well last season with Bayern Munich. And last season, playing in the Bundesliga, we had 34 games. This year we've got 4 extra games as well. Look at the squad here. Transfer window now officially over. And once again, I think, have I got enough depth to cope with fixture congestion, injuries that will of course be coming, we all know it, and potential suspensions as well. I mean, there's definitely, a decent amount of depth. It's not like we've, just got 18 players and a couple of kids in the reserves. But, I think that one of the things which I really didn't do well last year with Bayern was assemble a strong squad in terms of quantity. In depth with Juventus, possibly a little bit better, but not by much. Last season I gambled with Bayern, and in the end, with the injuries we got quite a lot of them. Schlotterbeck going down early in the season, that really cost us a lot, especially midway through the season. That's my only concern, but with Juve, I'm hoping the injuries won't be as bad as they were last year, but already to start today's episode off well, right away, heading into the first game of September on the back of the international break, and the first game today, Atalanta at home in Turin. Bruno Guimaraes goes down, and whilst he would soldier on, I knew he wasn't going to run the knock off. And, I know I say it all the time, I know I sound like a broken record, but as frustrating as it is, it's a good thing. It really, really is. And I much prefer these kind of challenges. It's more realistic, it's a bit more difficult, and it's a lot more immersive and fun as well. Anyway, taking on Atalanta, this was just one of those games where I was thinking, seriously, how do you beat that goalkeeper? Alessio Cragno, we saw in the last game, was unbelievable, prevented us getting all 3 points as we were leading by a goal here. Donnarumma bailed me out early into the second half after we took the slender 1-goal lead. But this was a crazy, crazy game, man. I mean, seriously, Atalanta were playing this really, really slow pace, and we were constantly getting in behind. But I just couldn't finish, and it was ridiculous because the chances I got were of a really high quality. It's not like my shots were coming from 20, 25 yards. I was inside the area constantly. I just could not finish, and it's typical, isn't it? Like, those games where it's like you either need a moment of magic or a little bit of luck to help you get the goal. Well, we did get in front through Dusan Vlahovic early on to the second half. For the second goal we scored, I don't know why he's celebrating, because he's never going to claim it. One of those pass backs that ends up trickling over the line, and it's crazy to think that in this year's FIFA, we're not even in December yet, I've seen 4 own goals from pass backs. Let me say that again. I've seen 4 own goals from pass backs. 2 in this career mode in 2 seasons. Obviously last year we saw it in the Barcelona tie in the Champions League semi. Here against Atalanta, that was the dagger. Whilst we leaves the clean sheet, we still won the game 2-1. But also twice in my player save as well. I think EA do need to look at this because it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, mistakes like that, I've said it before and I'll say it again. They should be in the game. We should see goalkeeping errors. We should see lapses in concentration. We've seen this year, in this year's FIFA, that presses and really intense 2-man presses catch the AI out, and they'll catch yourself out as well. As it should. You shouldn't be able to just pass the ball out. Neither should the AI every single time with no problem whatsoever when there's a really intense press, especially in late game situations. Mistakes are part of the game. They should be in the game, and it's a good thing that we do see it as part of the game now because it makes it more realistic. But the pass backs definitely need to be looked at. The pressing, I've got no issue whatsoever, and I really, really like it. Both when I get caught out and I catch the AI out as well. But the pass backs are a huge, huge issue, man. We've seen 2 own goals in a my player save where the ball was just smacked past the goalkeeper from an AI defender for a terrible own goal, and twice in 2 scenes in this career mode now, there's a man running back onto the line to cover for the goalkeeper that comes out to close down a man on a one-on-one, and the pass back to him sees the man, the receiver if you will, loses footing, loses bearings, and the ball trickles in. That definitely needs to be worked on, because that isn't what you call realistic. Maybe once in a blue moon, but twice in 2 seasons, Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Anyway, for the second game of today's episode, back on track with a big win there against Atalanta, and now the first Champions League game of the season. Match day 1 in the group stage, taking on the Germans, Borussia Mönchengladbach, who of course we faced with Bayern Munich last season in the Bundesliga. Now taking them on in Europe, and when I said when the group was drawn, I wasn't going to say anything. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Celtic, Sparta Prague. No doubt about it, you'd probably say we're the strongest team of the 4, but after last season, where we were 45 minutes away on match day 6 from being knocked out, when we were a goal down to Young Boys at half time and needed a comeback in order to avoid a third place finish, well, I wasn't going to say anything about my chances of getting through this group, because I just know you can never predict FIFA sometimes. Heading into the game, took the lead and I was thinking, okay, alright, here we go, let's get a 2-goal cushion. That didn't happen. In the space of 8 minutes, I went from leading by a goal to 2-1 down. Sven Botman capitalising on a moment of madness from Donnarumma, coming for a cross and getting caught in no man's land. And then 7 minutes before the break, Lozano makes it 3-1. And at half time, Mönchengladbach had a 2-goal lead in Turin when they were trailing early for a Moise Kean goal. And this is why, when the groups were drawn, I said absolutely nothing. Because you might have seen that group and thought, oh mate, Doxy boy, you're going to smash that. Put you through into the last 16 now before you even kicked off a match day 1. But the reason I didn't say anything is because you just can't predict football. You can't predict FIFA. And most importantly, I always seem to lose my European group openers. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why it seems to happen. But my European group openers, I seem to lose most of them. Final score in Turin on match day 1. Juventus 2. Mönchengladbach 3. And the Germans come to Turin and score 3 quick goals to end the first half, to go from a goal down to 2 up. And despite Bove getting a late goal, I couldn't battle back and claim a point. And coming the end of match day 1, we're in 3rd alongside Slavia Prague right behind us in 4th. So that is why, even though when the groups were drawn, you might have thought, oh, it's a banker for you. Absolutely bloody not. Honestly, after last season being 45 minutes away from getting knocked out in the Champions League group stage with Bayern Munich, yeah, you just can't predict it sometimes. First loss as Juventus manager, and it comes at home on match day 1 of the Champions League. Already starting to worry. Only 1 win in our last 3. And with the following game, Hellas Verona away. Massive game here. Needed to get back on track. Well, no Guimar Reyes, he's down for 4 weeks. Had a good start for us this season. Already 1 goal coming in the game against Salernitana. We're taking on Hellas Verona. It was good to see this. We fell behind early, but a great quick response. Bergwijn's first of the year, rocketing one off the underside of the crossbar, giving us the leveller, and we find the equalising goal. So 1-1, back on level terms. Then 9 minutes before the break here, still tied at 1-1. Hellas Verona on this end-to-end build-up. Look at this. For a through ball, and Neshri should have capitalised on it. Great save by Donnarumma to fair it in the near post, but that through ball was unbelievable. One of the best through balls I think I've ever seen the AI play. I mean, honestly, that was incredible. Thank God Donnarumma bailed me out. It was still 1-1, but the first half was played at a frenetic pace. It was end-to-end, it was action-packed. We were trailing initially, but then we were leading. 3 minutes before the break, Federico Chiesa puts us in front for the first time, and we turned the game on its head. But I knew, even at the break, still tied at 1-1, still leading by 1, I knew that there was no doubt about it. This game was far from over, because we might be leading, but it was a really balanced game. Hellas Verona put me under a tremendous amount of pressure. Donnarumma trying to make up for the mistake against Mönchengladbach, making a couple of great saves. We still led by 1, and then 17 minutes to go before the end of the game. I should have made it 3-1, going through 1-on-1, smacking the post. It was still leading by a goal. But again, the game far from over. Hellas Verona continuing to press end to end. I knew there was another goal in this game. It would just depend on who would get it. Would we get the dagger, or would Hellas Verona find the leveller? In the end, it was the latter. Yep, Donnarumma bailed me out a couple of times, but he couldn't work his magic for a third. Shot on end, Neshri deflects up in the air, and from 2 yards out, a header turned in from close range. Hellas Verona grab a deserved point. I'll be totally honest here. I did not deserve to win this game. Didn't play well enough, and in the end, I think the draw was the right result. Final score in Verona: Hellas Verona 2, Juve 2. And what a very difficult start for Juventus. Just one win in our last 4 games with the old lady. We might still be undefeated, but already a couple of slip-ups in the Serie A, in 4th place, 4 points behind AC Milan, and losing on match day 1 in the Champions League. We spent all that money, we've rebuilt this side, but it's going to take some time to gel. We're far from a finished project here at the Allianz Stadium, and this has been a really tough start. But that will end today's episode of Karima, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Most of you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.